Welcome back to the Blue and Gold Report. Our next guest on the show is freshman golfer Luciane Lee. Lucy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You just came back. We actually tape on Monday, fans. We air on Tuesdays, but we tape on Mondays. And the women's golf team just finished up a dual meet against Long Beach State at Strawberry Farms. Lucy, incredibly windy today.
Yes.
How was the game today?
I mean, it was tough, but it was definitely a good practice because we're going to Fresno and it's definitely going to be some wind up there. So I'm pretty ready for Fresno.
Strawberry Farms is one of UC Irvine's home courses. When you first started practicing there, did you see it as a difficult course to play?
Yeah, it was definitely different from the courses I play there. It was longer, but it was nice having somewhere to go almost every day to practice. So we're used to it now.
How did UCI do against Long Beach State today?
We lost by 6.
Okay, so that's not going to happen at the Big West Tournament,
No,
which is
not.
coming up in a few weeks in San Luis Obispo, and we will get to that. Congratulations, you were named the Big West Golfer of the Month.
Thank you.
Were you excited?
Yes, I was really happy. Actually, I didn't know I was nominated until I found out I won, so it was really cool.
And that was because of a third-place finish at the Julie Inkster Invitational. Recap that tournament for us. Obviously, was it the short game that was working for you at the Julie Inkster, or was it the long game?
It was, I think, everything, but putting helped the most because I was actually making a lot of putts that tournament. I actually made 8 birdies, I think, on the last day. Yeah, I was making a lot of putts, and I was putting it close enough to make the putts.
So you were in a zone.
Yeah, it was everything.
What is your strength? If you analyze your golf game, what is the thing that you rely on the most?
I think maybe short game, yeah. Long game, I've always been a short hitter, but I've been gaining distance ever since I came here. But I think I've relied on my short game and putting the most.
Now, the improvement on the long game, is that just conditioning, or did you change something with Coach Brooks or your hitting coach?
Yeah, I changed a lot of things in my swing, and I changed drivers, but I think working out here definitely helps a lot too.
What do you think you need to work on from this point forward?
I think I need to, even though my short game is okay, I think I need to improve that to make it more solid. And I want to hit my irons further, not just my drives, yeah.
Now, does Coach Brooks put a lot of emphasis on chipping and putting in, the short part of the game?
Yeah, she does. She wants us to get solid in short game because that's one of the most important things in golf. We've been doing a lot of practice in that.
UC Irvine has one tournament left. That's the Fresno State Lexus Classic, and then you move on to the Big West Tournament in San Luis Obispo. What are your feelings going into the Big West Tournament? Is that a title that the Anteaters can come away with?
I think we can actually do it this year. We've beat Davis in a couple of rounds. I think if we're all at this sharp at point, then I think we have a good chance.
And Davis is your biggest obstacle, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked about it as a team, just amongst yourselves, like what you want to accomplish as a team, and potentially winning that title and making regionals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we all have the same thoughts about it, and we have discussed about how much we want to go to regionals and make it to maybe nationals even. So I think we're all really excited.
Well, you're having a tremendous first year.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you what your perceptions were of what your life would be like as a Division I athlete before you got to UC Irvine.
Well, I was actually really nervous because Irvine is a really good school, a pretty good school, and I know Division I is nothing like high school, is a lot more competitive. So I was actually kind of nervous, but once I got here with the teammates and everything, it was different, yeah.
Did they help you with the transition?
Yeah, they helped me a lot, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, are you living on campus?
Yeah, I'm living.
Okay, do you live with another golfer, or do you live with another student athlete?
Yes, an athlete, Sarah Gong from tennis.
Okay,
yeah.
So do you go to the women's tennis matches?
I've been to one, actually, yeah.
They're kind of the same season, so
yeah,
it's difficult.
they are.
What has been the biggest adjustment for you, either as a student or as an athlete?
I think balancing school and golf is much harder in college because the classes matter more, and one day means a lot of classes, so we're gone Monday, Tuesday, so it's hard to balance. But other than that, I feel like, and the tournaments are much bigger. They count, so you want to do better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the breadth of talent is
Mm-hmm.
a lot larger at this level. I spoke to one of your teammates, and she mentioned that you had a moment in study table.
Oh my gosh.
And if you didn't know, all freshmen have to attend study table. It helps with the transition academically. But what happened in study table?
Well, I was listening to music on my laptop, and I actually, my earphones unplugged, like, accidentally. And I was listening to, like, the weirdest song ever. I don't know why I was listening to that. It was, like, Lean Like a Cholo.
No, can you give us a few bars from it?
It's just, like, it goes, like, and lean like a cholo, side to side. Oh, what's up, both sides? Yeah, it goes like that. And everyone, it's, like, really quiet. Everyone just, like, stared at me and was just, like, wondering why I was listening to that song. And I was just, like, I got so embarrassed. But it's okay. They actually laugh at it, so.
Have you listened to that song since?
I try to avoid it, but once in a while I do.
It sounds like a good song that can loosen the team up.
Yeah.
You have an interesting story. You're Korean, but you were born in Brazil. Now,
Yes.
is there a large Korean population in Brazil?
There is actually a lot. There's a lot of Koreans. I think São Paulo, where I'm from, might be the second largest after LA, I think, or something like that.
Now, what is the story? Why did your parents leave Korea and move to Brazil?
Well, my grandparents moved there with a lot of Koreans as well to, like, get a better job and a better future, I guess. They did have the option to come to the U.S., but they decided to go to South America instead.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah. And my parents met there. They grew up there and met there.
There might have been maybe more Koreans at the time in Brazil. So I know my mother's family is from São Paulo, and my father went to Brazil instead of another country because of the opportunities and because there was a large Japanese population there too. And then so you moved to the States in the 6th grade. So what prompted that move?
Well, actually, my brother was living here because he was playing golf here.
Okay.
And
now, was he playing collegiately or was he in the pros by then?
He played for UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah, and so my dad realized the education here was much better and the environment it's much safer here.
Okay.
So he decided to move here. Yeah.
Did you feel there was an element of danger growing up in Brazil?
There definitely was. It was getting more dangerous, and now it is even more.
Okay.
But we were kind of used to it. But it's something you just grow up to learn how to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the adjustment moving from that type of element in Brazil to the States?
It was definitely, I guess at first I was a little paranoid.
Okay.
But once you live here, it's just you get used to it. It's so much better. I thought it was weird how my neighbors wouldn't lock their doors at first, but
Because that doesn't happen in Brazil.
It doesn't.
Well, how do you feel, though, now that Brazil's been awarded the opportunity to host the World Cup in soccer, and now they're also going to host the next Olympics? How do you feel about that?
I'm super excited. I'm hoping to go back next year to watch the World Cup, and I'm also hoping to go to the Olympics as well, so we'll see.
So you're a huge soccer fan, I'm told.
Yes, I am.
Now, did you ever play soccer?
When I was little, yeah, I tried it, but it wasn't my sport.
Who are some of the Brazilian soccer players that you like?
I definitely like Ronaldinho and Kaká. And I'm a big fan of Neymar too, but just because he's been playing really well nowadays.
Okay.
So,
Well, Alex is our soccer SID, so he's all into the soccer. You also have a huge family. How many siblings do you have?
I have 3.
Okay. And where are you in the order? Are you the last?
I'm the last, yeah.
Okay. Now, are they all boys or are they mixed of boys and girls?
It's girl, boy, girl, me.
Okay. And where did your passion for golf come from? You said your older brother. Did your other siblings play as well?
Yeah, just my brother.
Okay.
And my cousin. I got inspired by them too. I actually didn't start till high school, but it was just like nice to see how they were successful, and I always knew I had backup. You know, they taught me a lot too, so I had like mentors.
Now, did your parents play? Is that where your brother got it from?
No, my brother actually got it from my cousin because
Okay.
when he moved here, he actually came to visit her.
Okay.
And he saw her playing, and he liked it. So
Oh, your
he wanted
cousin
to
was
stay
here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So how old was he when he started, when he picked up the sport?
He started at 11. I think.
Okay. And when did you start?
I started when I was, I think, 14. Yeah.
'Cause
freshman year. Of high
That's not the first sport that comes to mind when you think
Yeah.
of Brazil. You
Uh-huh.
think, even volleyball has a
Mhm.
bigger following, but soccer is definitely the number one. So
Yes.
it's really interesting that you both picked up golf.
Mhm.
You played in an international tournament this year, representing Brazil.
Mhm.
Talk about that tournament and how you got onto that team.
I've played 3 tournaments. We always go to either Colombia, but this time was in Venezuela, which
Okay.
is really cool. The one I played this year was one of the biggest. It's actually a team event, and they saw how I was playing well here in UC Irvine, and I think I'm one of the only Brazilian girls that have made it to Division I
Okay.
golf. So they invited me, and it was really fun. Well, we did play 36 holes for 4 days straight.
Wow,
so.
that's
Mhm.
you
That's
needed some
interesting.
stamina for that.
Mhm.
Now, is that something that you'll do again? Is there another opportunity to do that next year?
Definitely.
So
I
it's
think.
yearly.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you see yourself playing in the Olympics?
That's one of my dreams right now. I'm trying to work for it, but it'll be tough. But I want to. Yeah.
Now, how fast is the game of golf growing in Brazil?
Now it's one of the sports that because since golf is going to be introduced for the first time in
Right.
the Olympics
In
there-
Rio,
Mhm,
yeah.
in Rio, so it's definitely growing. A lot of people are starting to know the game and try to get into the game, and I think right now Brazil might be the first. Golf might be the most important sport in Brazil right now.
Going back really quickly to the World Cup and the Olympics, as a Brazilian, what do you think Brazil as a country needs to do to host a successful World Cup and a successful Olympics?
I know now they're trying to get security is the first deal right now. They're trying to make because there's a lot of slums in
Right.
Rio, and so
Mhm.
they're
The
trying to
favelas,
settle.
yeah.
They're trying to settle that down. But I feel like for every athlete, it's just practice. I feel like if the teams are confident enough to just compete, then I think it's all up to them.
Well, Lucy, you have some immediate goals you're trying to meet and some future goals that you're trying to meet, and we look forward to watching your progress over your career at UC Irvine. I want to thank you for joining us, and good luck at the Big West Tournament, and go get them.
Thank you.
Fans, that was Luciane Lee from the women's golf team, and we will be right back with more on the Blue and Gold Report on KUCI.